All right, what is happening? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. I hope everybody's doing well. And, well, as far as the weather is concerned, I always like to talk about that from time to time. It's beautiful today, but over the weekend, it's done nothing but rain. I'm so sick of rain, man. I was supposed to take my one of my vehicles to get serviced for an oil change. It was raining so bad, I said, you know what? I'll just reschedule that. So I got on my phone and canceled the appointment. I said, we'll do that another time. And I just didn't want to, I didn't want to deal with it. Didn't want to mess around and deal with it. Mr. Dave Randall's in the chat. Hey, man. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, I popped my neck there. So send the rain to Florida. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to send it down your way, man. I don't want no more of that here, that's for sure. So, I had initially, about close to a month ago, if you're not familiar with the story, I had sold some gear in my Reverb store, and that was very successful. I got very fortunate with that. There was something that we had to take care of here at the homestead that needed some maintenance on something, so we got that taken care of. And then I said, well, I would like to go for round number 2, if it is at all possible, and maybe get something I would like, you know, a piece of gear that I've always wanted. And that went pretty good, but I'm still building up toward that. So I sold those, and now we're on the third batch of guitars in the store. And so I listed some, was it last night or day before? And so I wanted to share that with y'all and, you know, try to get the word out there in case people don't know. We should be streaming on Facebook as well. Again, let's see. Viewer comments will not be visible when streaming to a Facebook profile unless the stream is set to public. I thought it was set to public. But anyway, I can, one of these days I'll get that figured out. And Greasy Monkey Guitars in the chat. Hey, man, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, yeah, before we get moving along, I want to talk about this really quick. If I can switch cameras, you can see right there is a PV Wolfgang Special, and I've had that guitar for a long time. Now, when I bought it, it didn't have the original pickups, so you know, whoever had it, they stripped out the pickups, which those are excellent pickups for those guitars for back in the day. And the ones that were in it were horrible, just absolutely horrible. So over the weekend, I swapped out the bridge pickup for a EMG 81 and stuck that in there, and it sounds great now. You know, I just couldn't. It wouldn't make any sense to me to buy the pickups that would go in it because they're really high, really expensive. So I just went with the EMG 81. And those, if you're not familiar with those, man, you can, everything with that is wireless. You don't have to solder anything. So it's really cool. And speaking of that, I did get the SBS guitar I have. I'm not sure how hot those pickups are. I don't know. I have to go back on the specs and see what the pickups that come with it. But I went on Guitar Fetish, and I'd been looking for a wiring harness for one pickup and one volume knob. And for the longest time, they were out of stock. I don't know what was going on with that. So I went ahead and just happened to look on their site, and I went ahead and got that wiring harness, and I got a SBS pickup. I think it's a 14.5K? I think that's what it was. Maybe a 16. I have to go back and look what I ordered. I always try to get the hottest ones they have, but I was going to swap it out on the SBS because that's just kind of the way they have it set up. You can just, and it's the same with the EMG pickups. You can unplug them, pop another pickup, plug it in and swap them out that way. That's what's really cool about these things. It's really nice. So I swapped out that pickup on that Tobacco Sunburst Wolfgang Special and played it over the weekend. I played it a lot. And it's nice to play that guitar again because for the longest time, I didn't play it because the pickups were really, really bad. And I was like, ugh, this sounds like something out of a first act guitar or something. It was horrible. But so we took care of that, and we took care of some other guitar things over the weekend. I had an extra day off, and so I took advantage of that and spent a lot of time in here playing, man. Just spent a lot of time going over some songs, and I swapped out, I took 3 songs off the Rodecaster Pro 2 and put 3 others in its place, and started working on those, and then working with the rest of the catalog to try to keep things fresh. It's always good to keep moving stuff around. And let's see, Greasy Monkey Guitars makes a comment. He says, just looked at your store and that the Satch is sick. Yeah, man, we're getting ready to get into that here. Absolutely. So without any further ado, let me get into the, let's see. Oh. Great question. Michael Curtis. Hey, Joe, what happened to the guitar you were trying to sell where the buyer wanted it sent to a different location? Okay, yeah. Let me touch on that really quick. That's a great question. So I had sold my PRS SE 24 to a customer the other week, and so let me put this out there, y'all. If you're going to buy something off of Reverb, the first thing they're going to make you do, you got to create an account, your name and your address, so on and so forth. So when you purchase something, like me, when I get the order, when the deal is done and the guy agrees to pay the price or he just buys it outright, either or, that information automatically goes to Reverb, and then it is there for the label to be printed out. So when he had bought the instrument, I purchased my labels through Reverb because that's just the easiest way to do it. It cost a little extra, but the convenience, man, you can't beat it. So I bought the label, I printed the label out, got everything together, boxed everything up, and I took pictures of step by step. I do that with all my customers. I take pictures of every step before it's boxed, during the boxing process, after it's boxed, and it's taped up securely and safely, and the label is on the box, and I put clear tape over the label so nothing happens to it. And I take a picture of everything and I send it to the customer saying, okay, here's what's going on, and your stuff is about to be shipped out. And so I sent that to the customer, and I was on the way to work, and I get a notification from him saying that the address was wrong. Okay, right then and there, that's on the customer. That's not on me. Because if you want something sent to a different address, when you put your address in for your account, you can also put another address. You can put as many addresses as you want. I mean, and then when you buy something, it's going to ask you, do you want it sent to this address? And if you don't, you can select another address. It's pretty simple. So I'm not sure what happened there, but he said, "Man, that address is wrong. I'm sorry for the mistake or the inconvenience." And he was nice and professional, and I was respectful back. I said, well, I'm sorry to, and I just dropped the package off. I don't think there's nothing I can do because the address that's in the system is what's going to come on the label. So now it's up to him. He told me he would contact UPS and get it changed, which you can do that. If you have something coming to you, if you get in touch with UPS or have an account with them, you can change the address. Now, whether it charged him to do that, I don't know. I mean, I've done it before, and they didn't charge me nothing. But he got it because I went back on the on my Reverb, and I looked, and it was delivered. He never left any feedback, which is, that's fine. It's, kind of sucks because I did my job, and that kind of, I think that, that fell on him, but he got it. He got delivered to wherever it was going. That's all, I know that. But he got it. So yeah, he eventually got his equipment or his guitar. Andy Dion. He said, "Hey Joe, happy President's Day, brother." Yeah, man. Happy President's Day. If you celebrate that, that's awesome. Is that Jam Pro Sound? Hey man, what's going on? How are you doing? Any lefties? No, is that what that says? No, I don't have any lefties, if that's what that says. Which is odd because I do play. I mean, I do write with my left hand. And Andy Dion, that Satch Silver Surfer guitar is killer. Wish I had the dough. Yeah, it's yeah, that is that's something else. I really fought about listing that. So okay, anyway, let's get on to the store here, and let me see if I can. I have to go back and present. Oh, I have to add that. I'm still getting used to this. There we go. Now I have to, what they call, spotlight it. Okay, now everybody should be able to see. So let's see. The first up is the Jackson X Series Dinky, and this is a great guitar. Okay, it's going to make me go to another. Let's see here. Let me remove this. Sorry about that. And let's don't share that. I got to start over. I should have known better, right? Okay, here we go. And okay, let's see if I'm doing this right before I bring it on. Okay. Making sure that we can see this. Add the scene, and there we go. Okay, so this is the first one. Jackson X Series HSS Dinky, and this is a great guitar. I think I've played this guitar 3 times, and I bought it. Of course, I love the color. It screams 80s. Absolutely wonderful guitar. Let's see if it'll let me look at the pictures. Yeah. We'll scroll through the pictures. There you go. And I want to say that I put stainless steel locking screws at the top. Yep, you can see them right there. Yeah, I did. I've always been a sucker for the reverse headstocks, man. $4.99 plus $25 shipping. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, they go for $5.99. So, and I've only played it, what'd I say, 3 times? 3 or 4. It's under 5. I know that. I got it. And I got it all set up and played it, and then put it back in the case, and that's where it's been. That's where it's been the whole time. So there you go. That's pretty cool right there. Very awesome. Let's see here. Let's see if I can go to the next guitar. All right. Reverb. Now I'm going to do this before I share screen here. Try to so I don't put you through too much. All right, here we go. Let me go back over here. All right, let's see. And the scene. That is not what I wanted. Let me go to here. That's the one I want. Remove that one. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Oh, because I didn't choose the right one. maybe that'll have something to do with it, right? Okay, here we go. Yeah, you got to choose the right one, dummy, if you want to be able to showcase it. Here we go. So this one here is the Ibanez RG series with the Ibanez Edge trim system. You have to be careful when you list this stuff because, I almost put Floyd Rose, and that's not a Floyd Rose. That's Ibanez trim system. $425 with $50 shipping. And let's see if we can look at some pictures here. This is an awesome guitar. And when I got this, it was not set up at all. So it took me a while to get it set up right, and I finally did. And 24 fret. And this one should be all stock, I believe. Yeah. Beautiful guitar. Another reverse headstock. You can see the truss rod cover. It just kind of slides over. And the cool thing about Ibanez guitars that I didn't realize for the longest time is they don't have a string retainer because they don't require one because the headstock is slanted back. I just love that color. That was the thing that got me when I bought this guitar quite a few years ago. I said, man, that color is something else. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. There's the back, and there's another angle. I like the white binding on the body. Nice. Very cool. 2018 model. And it comes with a hard shell case. Just for people that don't know. Yeah. Very cool. Very awesome with that one. And let's see here. See if I can go to the next item up for bids. Let me go take this off. We'll take that off. Go back here and we'll go to this one. I really thought about this one too. I was like, man, I don't know, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Let's see here. See if we can share screen again. There we go. I think I'm going to get this right before it's over with. Okay, let's see. Let me go back, and you have to do a lot of hopping around on here to make it work. There we go. And this guitar plays great, man. This guitar plays good. It's a Fender Player Stratocaster with Floyd Rose, humbucker single, and a 3-color sunburst. And I did upgrade the stock Floyd to a Godot trim. And oh man, what a great guitar. So you can see some better pictures here. There you go. There's a good shot of the Godot right there. What a great trim system. I like to do, left and right angles and all, just to give the prospective buyers the best, all around look that you can get. It's clean, man. It's really clean. I keep it in the case. There's the, you can see the stainless steel screws, locking screws, all that good stuff. Some good shots right there. Nice and clean, man. And it comes with the case. That's the kicker, man. I mean, if I was looking at this, I would be all over this. Comes with the tweed hardshell case and the Fender strap. Good God. That case alone cost me like $150, man. So, but like they say, man, if you want to get a bite, you got to put a worm on the hook, right? And I just like, myself personally, I like shipping guitars with cases. I mean, a lot of people won't do that. They won't. They usually do gig bags and stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. You know, it's whatever the seller wants to do. But if I was buying a guitar from somebody and I saw that a hard shell case came with it, I would, you know, that's to me that says a lot. They, you know, it says that they care. Oh, okay, let's see. We got a comment here of Jam Pro Sound. He said, I screwed up and I had an incorrect address on Reverb on a buy last week. Sorry, I got these things set to go off in 10 seconds. 100% my mistake and feel bad for wasting the seller's time. Yeah, it's an honest mistake. You know, but it's something that I found that it's really easy to correct that before things get too far along. You know, and you want to make things as smooth as you can when you're doing business. I mean, on both parties. You don't want to sit there and, you know, if something is not correct, the buyer, it helps a lot if the buyer is on top of what's going on. And for the most part, people are, but, you know, sometimes you'll have that one occurrence. Michael Curtis, that's a pretty cool looking, looks like a souped up SRV Strat. Yeah, it's a great guitar, man. I mean, I got a couple of guitars. I don't know if you can see it. Let me. Well, hell, if I got double camera angles up here, you can't see nothing. Right there. That looks more like a SRV Strat, but that's a guitar that I built. And, you know, I couldn't sell that because I don't think nobody would be interested in buying it. But that's the one I play. I built another one that has a white pick guard, and I threw a lot of money in that build. Well, both of them really, but the other one, more money for more upgraded parts. And I keep it in the case, and I call it the SRV wannabe. And it plays like a champ, I'll tell you that. But since it's not an official Fender product, I don't think it would bring in any money. Okay, let me see here. Let me go to the one I struggled the most with putting on, and you know, these things have only been listed for what, not even 24 hours, almost close to. So it has been times where I've been going down the road in the big truck and I'll get a notification that says, your item has been sold. So you just never know. You never know. All right, let me go back over here. Oh yeah, we got it going on now. I finally figured this out, y'all. So here we go. Here's the big one here that I struggled the most about putting it on. And I looked on Reverb. There's, as far as what I saw, there's only one more seller that has this online. And that's it. So if I look correctly, it's just him and I that have these. And I think his is going for $21.99, I think. And I had it listed for more. And I said, nah, I don't think it'll sell. So I dropped it. I dropped the price. And this is the 20th anniversary edition, 2008 red JS100 with silver surfer artwork. And I'm telling you, this thing here is a freaking dream guitar. This is the guitar that I always wanted. I've always been a huge fan of Satriani. And I bought this guitar about 3 or 4 years ago, and I found it from a store that specialized in acquiring guitars that were on the higher end. And so I bought it. And what you see, man, the case and everything is stock. I mean, from 2008 when they made these. That's the original case. Everything on this guitar is stock. Nothing has been altered whatsoever. The guitar plays like a freaking dream. And so let's check out some of these pictures. There's the original hang tags, man. That's what blew my mind. You got the original hang tags that have been with this guitar for all this time. And they were in the little compartment, cubbyhole compartment. So I pulled them out and took pictures of them. There's the inspection tags, the original Ibanez. I think that's really cool. That just backs up that it's authentic, you know. It's not some... it's not from somewhere overseas, if you know what I mean. The real deal. And look right there. That red leather strap is the original leather strap that came with the you know, when these guitars were released. And so the strap has never been used. It's brand new. And then right here is the cable and your little, you know, your truss rod adjustment tools down here. And, you know, you got stuff like that. And look at that, man. My God. And I've always loved the JS100 models. I have 2 more JS100 models. But these are really, really rare. These are really hard to find. I mean, like I said, as of right now, I just seen one other person that has one for sale, and my price is better than theirs at the moment. And there you go. Let's Ibanez trim. It's and when I got it, I looked at the saddles. I said, "Yeah, you can tell they're set up. They're, you know, intonated there." And I plugged this thing in and played it, and man, I was like, "Oh my God!" I felt like I was on stage with Satch, man. It was, yeah, beautiful guitar. I love that guitar, man. But you know, if somebody is looking for one and they're serious, it could be yours. It could be yours right now. You know, Reverb does accept Affirm if you want. I've done that plenty of times. But I love the headstock, how it's got those graphics on it too to match the body. That is just killer, man. Absolutely awesome. And it still has the plastic on the covers, you know, the little thin sticky plastic on the cavity covers. It still has that. That hadn't even been taken off. So it's like you just walked up and grabbed this off the rack, like the guitar just can't see it's where it's bubbling up a little bit. And so it's like you just went and took it right off the hook at the guitar store today or something. It's like this guitar was frozen in time. It was just put up and never played. And to be honest with you, I played it twice. I played this guitar twice, and I was very careful because I bought it, you know, to hang on to as far as I could anyway. So, you know, but yeah, it's wonderful guitar. We got some more comments coming. Why is this so? Okay, here we go. Okay. Bloody Soup 74. Hey man, how are you doing? Yeah, we're just going over guitars in the next batch of guitars in my Reverb store. Thank you, Bloody Soup, for being here. Let's see here. And he wants to know, what did that John 5 Telly go for? $650. Yeah, $650. Yeah, it you know, I got what I wanted. It worked out. And yeah, when I relisted that, it wasn't up for long. It wasn't up long. And somebody grabbed it. Bloody Soup said he's doing wonderful. Hopefully you're doing great. Yes, sir, I am. Thank you. Doing good, man. So there we have it. So now you've seen the what I have listed for the next batch of guitars in the store. And I had to I have one box left, one shipping box, and I have something being delivered tomorrow. So that'll be possibly 2 more boxes. And then something else probably 3 days from now. So that'll be maybe 2 more boxes. It depends on how they have it packaged. But I did order some new boxes over the weekend, so they've been shipped out. So because the worst thing that can happen is you have 4 guitars listed on your store, and then by some crazy miracle, let's say they all sold tonight. If I was out on the road and they all sold all through the night, just one, boom, a few hours later, boom, boom. And I'd be like, oh my God, I have one box, you know, so, but, I don't foresee that happening. I don't see that happening. But usually I think, you know, it's funny with Reverb. Stuff can sit there for, I don't know. I guess it depends on what people are, what they're asking. And if they do a reverb bump, I pay a little extra to have a reverb bump so it can kind of get above the other listings. And really, I think it's just, I guess apparently, according to Reverb's algorithm, the stuff I'm selling is what people are interested in seeing. Either that or it's just absolute pure luck. Either way, I'll take it, because I was very fortunate that the first batch of guitars, everything sold out in a touch over a week. I mean, it was just like that. And I was like, oh my God. But again, that worked out because I had to, you know, there was something I had to take care of, and it was either sell some stuff or finance everything. And I said, man, I don't want to finance nothing if I can help it. I just got out from underneath all that, like I've said before. But so anyway, so I'm very blessed that there's a place like Reverb that, you know, you can sell your items, because what else are you going to do? Are you going to, you know, have y'all seen that YouTube channel where the guy goes to all these guitar flea markets and people are got guitars out there on those picnic tables and stuff, and everything's sitting out and open, and he's taking the video of everything. And I like watching it. Apparently a lot of people like to watch it. But if I went to something like that, I highly doubt I would buy anything. I guess it depends on the climate and how the weather's doing, but I don't know. I mean, I know they take cases of guitars and they take them out of the case and they set them up. So they're, you know, I don't know, something like that. Just, I don't know. I just don't really trust that, you know, so, but I like looking. But those guys have to pack their stuff up however often they do these things, and they're just hoping people will come up and buy stuff. And I was like, man, that's a big gamble. Whereas Reverb, you can take pictures and post the stuff and you don't have to go anywhere, you know, and the stuff stays, the equipment is in my house, so nothing's happening to it. It's not being transported here and there. And so it's still in mint condition, but when stuff is transported outdoors and sitting out there for a while, I don't know. I've been to guitar shows. It's been years and years ago. My son and I would go to some here and there, but they were always inside. They were never nothing outside. I don't know, but I guess it's all in what you want. If that's what you want to do and that's what you like and you're happy with it, then so be it. Who am I to say? I'm just telling you my opinion. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, man. Look at table number 3, and this is like an outdoor flea market. Look at table number 3. That guy has like 25 guitars for sale, and I don't know. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to do that. So I just stick with Reverb, and I've actually am very happy with it. Like I said, yeah, for everything that I sell, for every guitar I sell, when everything is said and done, Reverb gets about $150. But that's just the price of doing business, man. I mean, if you're using somebody else's platform, they're going to make some money. But I don't have a problem with that at all. When I first started selling on Reverb, I kind of thought, man, this is a ripoff. No, it's not. I mean, you try selling something on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if y'all have ever done that. I don't do that. I don't do Facebook Marketplace because that involves of you meeting somebody, and then when you meet the person, they're going to try to chew you down to, let's say you're doing a deal for $400, and y'all agree on it, and then you go to meet, and then the guy wants to say, well, what about 3? Like, oh my God. Now, my son does Facebook Marketplace. He does that quite a bit, and he has a lot of success on it. But I asked him one time, I said, don't you hate having to go out there and meet somebody? He goes, I ain't worried about it. I got my judge on my hip. I said, well, there you go. That's absolutely. Because we do have open carry here in South Carolina. You can open carry. So that's good. But so I'm glad it's worked out for him. And, you do avoid fees that way. You don't have to worry about paying anything extra to a third party or whatever at all. But for me, I like to be able to sell stuff out of here and box it up, get it all nice and securely packaged, and I put it on the scale, get all that done, and then I go right up the road to the UPS store and drop it off, and they just scan the label and they take it. And they're starting to see me quite a bit up there now. Got another drop off, huh? Yeah, sure do. But yeah, man. So it's very cool. So if you've ever considered selling on Reverb, if you have some stuff for sale, I think it's really good that you go the extra mile, take plenty of pictures, different angles, front and back, and be truthful on your description. Don't mislead anybody. Don't do that, because that's not, you don't want to do that. Be honest, open and honest and truthful, and then you have nothing to worry about. Now, there's a couple of guitars I have that I like to sell, but they got some little scratches on the back, or the back plate is missing from the cavity cover, and some people like everything to be completely stock and everything on there, and so those guitars are great guitars, but I didn't put them up for sale because it's just one of them have some little nicks on them or something that I think would really cause a person to not want to purchase it. So, honestly, I'd be the same way. If I was looking at the pictures, I'd be like, yeah, it's got a scratch, and it's like I got an LTD, not this one, that's mine. I just got that last week from a friend of mine named Jeff. We did a deal, and that guitar is incredible, man. I did a video on my channel where I played that. New Guitar Day. Check that out if you haven't seen it, man. And but I have another LTD, and when I bought it, I didn't notice, I just didn't see it in the pictures or whatever. I just didn't pay attention. There's a pretty good scratch on the back, and it's past the clear coat. I said, dang. I said, I know I didn't do that. And you could probably buff it out or whatever, but I'm not. It's a great playing guitar. It's got a built-in kill switch and overdrive switch. It's awesome, but it's got that scratch on the back. And I said, I don't think nobody would buy that, so. But it's okay. I'll play it, Just because I'm selling guitars on here doesn't mean I'm wanting to get rid of everything, But but the whole point this time was to try to get my dream guitar. So I'm halfway there. I got the funds for the dream guitar. I just don't have enough to get the other part of that rig. But and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not a huge loss. Because the first big hump I was wanting to get over was having enough to get the dream guitar. Well, I got that. I have it ordered. I ordered it over the weekend. I found one. I kept looking and looking. And I was like, I really don't want to pay that price for a new one. If I have to, I have to. But I just don't. Here's a weird way how I look at stuff with Guitar Center. And I know this might sound off the wall, no pun intended. And this might be silly. But since you go to the new section, the new guitar wall section, and you're looking, and you see people pick guitars up and play them. They do whatever. They got their fingerprints all over them and the oil from their hands and everything else. Well, shouldn't that guitar then be considered used since it's been handled so many times? So, and the reason I say this is there's a EVH Wolfgang Standard at the Guitar Center that I visit here in town, and it's missing the pickup selector switch. It's missing that little screw-on black cap. It's missing that, and there's some little scratches on it, and they're still asking regular price for that guitar. And I'm like, well, why do y'all have this sitting with the new stuff when it should be over here on the used wall and you need to knock the price down? So when I went to Guitar Center with my friend Ralph a few weeks ago, I seen the Dream guitar up there. Now they didn't put it back up top. It was down in the middle area where you could access it. Now they done moved it back up top. I guess they don't want people putting their hands all over it, which I get it, I understand. And Michael Curtis, you could be on to something. You could be on to something. You'll just have to see, man. Just have to see. But let's just say you're in the ballpark. Let's just put it that way. And I seen it. I was like, man, and I didn't even grab it and play it when it was accessible at the time before I went. And the reason I wanted to, but the reason I was like, man, if I pick that thing up off that hook and I play it, I'm going to leave with this guitar, and then I'm going to go home and then all hell's going to break loose, man. When I walk in the door with a $2,000 guitar, So all I did was I just put my hand on the body to feel if it, had a heavy clear coat or whatever, but it's kind of like a flat finish, and which was cool. And so that was all I did. And then the next time I went with Ralph, that's when I noticed they had moved it back up top. And yeah, Michael, yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah. So I was searching and searching, and I was like, man, I don't know. So I found one used, and I said, I have enough to get that. I can do that. And so that part worked out. So I'm very, very excited about that. There will be a video coming when that arrives. As far as the other part of the dream rig, like I said, it depends on how things do on the store. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay. It was a Reverb notification, but it was just a regular thing from them. I was like, oh my God, something just sold. But no, it didn't. It was yeah, it's going to be a bittersweet moment if that Satch model sells. I'm going to be, very happy if it does. But at the same time, I'm going to be sad, man. And it's not like you can't get these guitars again down the road, but it's not the same as when you have them in your possession right now. Because I know it's safe, it's in the case, it's back here in the warehouse, nothing's going to happen to it. It's, nobody's messing with it, and so it's just, I don't know, you have peace of mind. But when it goes into the shipping box and it gets sent out for delivery, it's all over, but it's all good, man. I have the 4 guitars I have listed that we just looked at here a little while ago. I have them stacked up. See, I call it the warehouse, this back closet area. There's guitars one behind the other, just like 3 or 4 rows, and there's a lot. But on top of that is I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cases. Those are the 4 guitars that are listed on my Reverb store. So whenever something sells, I don't have to dig nothing out. I got them all right here, and I can just take it right off and get the box ready. And I went to Walmart over the weekend. I'm sitting there pointing like you can see it. I went to Walmart and I bought more bubble wrap. Now you can't, it's not in the frame. I got more bubble wrap. I got more packing paper. No, I didn't get more packing paper. I still had plenty of that. And I got some more tape, packing tape. And because, man, for me personally, when I box up a guitar, I use the heck out of tape. I want to make sure that thing is taped up good. Even my wife, she goes, my God, you going to use the whole roll? I said, no, not a whole roll. Of course not. But I want to make sure that it's right, and that it's secure, and, nothing can happen. So it's better to be safe than sorry, I say. But, so I got 2 new rolls of bubble wrap. I have a little bit left on that roll. Not much. See, when I sell a guitar, man, one of the things I do is I open the case, and like I said, I send pictures to the buyer. And I take a piece of bubble wrap, I cut it, and I put it on top of the guitar in the case, and I take a picture of that, close it, latch it back up, and then, I start packing everything up with the in the box and all that. I take pictures of that, and then take a picture before I close the flaps and all that good stuff. And then I take a picture of everything taped up and sealed, and then I take a picture of the label, like I said. And to me, if I was buying a guitar from a seller on Reverb and they sent me pictures like that, like I said before, I'd be like, wow, man, this guy, he cares, man. So I think if you go that extra mile, I think that, it just makes for good business practice, man. So I think it's a good thing to do. I feel anyway. But so yeah, man, I just keep my fingers crossed. I keep waking up in the morning, and I check my phone, and I'm like, dude, it's only been a day. They've only been up not even 24 hours. You start to get a little like a kid at Christmas, man. Wait a minute. William De Silva. Let's give William a round of applause for being here. Thank you for being here, Mr. De Silva. Let's see. Oh, no. Mr. De Silva says, yeah, I recently shipped out a $600 bubbler I made, and UPS broke it, so I had to make another one. Oh no! Oh no! Man, that's something else too. That now I don't know how it would work. I hope I never have to find out. But with Reverb, they do offer insurance to cover things. I don't know how that would work, but it gives you the option. I don't know who you use, Mr. Silva. I don't know. I'm just speaking for what I've seen with Reverb. I'm just talking about that. But it does give you the option if you want additional insurance, and I always do that. They take everything off the money you're getting from the sale. Even the shipping. All I charge is, for the most part, I charge $25 shipping. Now, as you saw on the Ibanez RGA, I charge $50 because I think that case is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. So, but for the most part, $25. I'm losing my tail on shipping, but not too bad. It's weird how that works. I noticed I shipped his guitar to a customer over the weekend. I think it was Friday. It was going somewhere in Florida, and it was like, I don't know, $42, which is pretty standard. That's a great price. And then the very next day, I sold another guitar, and it was going to Florida. Of course, not the same town, and it was $72. And I was like, good God. I was like, okay. So I don't know. I've paid anywhere from $42 up to $82 for shipping, which, in the grand scheme of things is not that bad. I mean, and you get a discount with Reverb with shipping, believe it or not. I mean, once you start to sell things over a period of time, you kind of become, I haven't seen anything in writing saying this, but I'm just assuming, because I know eBay does it like this, so I'm guessing Reverb might do it in a roundabout way. But after you sell stuff for a bit, I think you kind of become an established seller, kind of, in a manner of speaking. So you get I don't know, you get a discount on your labels, but that's for everybody. But man, one time, so what I'm saying is, if you don't get your label from Reverb, and let's say I went to the UPS store to just ship straight through them, it'd be a lot more money. I know that from experience, Jack. I mean, I sold a guitar. This was before I even knew anything about, I don't even know if Reverb was around. And I sold, actually, believe it or not, it was a JS100 guitar. Ironically enough, it sure was. And it was in mint condition. It was just before it was the candy apple red, whatever you call that. I guess that's the color I called it. And it was all original, and it was wonderful. And I sold it. I put it on eBay. And I had to go to the UPS store, and they wanted, it was like $150 to ship it. $150. So, and because I didn't have a box or nothing, and they wanted to charge you out the rear end for that too. So I remember my wife was with me, and I just went back home and put it in the case. And I just took the case up there, and they just put tape around the case and put the label on the case and shipped it that way, and it worked. But so I know what I know what it's like to, if you just went straight to UPS, it's very expensive. So you do get a break on the price with Reverb. William De Silva makes a comment. He says, USPS. Okay, they give $100 insurance for free, but they make it really impossible to collect, so I didn't waste my time. Oh my God. Yeah, I've only shipped with the Postal Service. I've never shipped a guitar through them to my recollection, but I have shipped some other things through them. And it was okay. I just, you know, I like UPS better, or FedEx. I've done that too, but Bloody Soup says, does it show how many views you get on what you're selling? Yes, it shows how many people have looked at it. And they also it shows how many views, and it shows how many people are watching it. So if somebody sees an item you have for sale, they can hit something on there that says watch, or maybe you give it a heart or something. And then if somebody has it in their cart. Now, all these things are nice, but it doesn't amount to a hill of beans if nobody doesn't buy it. Now, when you see that somebody has the guitar in their cart, it's like, okay, well, somebody's thinking about it. And I've done that before. But on that PRS, somebody had it in their cart for quite a while. I say quite a while. The stuff wasn't up there that long, Joe. But, and then another person had it in their cart. And I was like, okay, that's two. And then I think the next day it sold. So, but yeah, it shows you how many people view it. And like I said, these listings hasn't been up not even 24 hours. So, you have to give it a little time to kind of circulate and get some eyes on it. And like I said, I'm using the Reverb bump to try to. It's kind of like a promotional tool to kind of put it up there so people can see it over the other listings that you're competing against. Not really a competition, but it's they give you an estimated percentage of the bump. Sometimes it's 5%, and I'm sorry, 0.05%, and sometimes it's 4.5%. So it just, I don't know how they gauge that, or you can do your own custom rate for the bump. So of course, the higher that percentage, the more they're going to take over top of everything else. So you have to keep that in mind. So, but if you don't do the Reverb bump, man, you're kind of down at the bottom of everything. And I'm not saying it won't ever be seen, but I'd rather pay a few extra dollars and have my listing up towards the top of things. If I can. I think that's just, that's the way you want to do it. I mean, back in the day, before you had online, access, people were paying big money to get ads placed in the paper or the phone book, or you still see billboards out today, but it's just not quite. I see all digital billboards now going up and down the road all the time. I don't see the actual, I don't know what you call it, like the poster billboards, but everything now is digital, which is genius. I can't believe it took them that long to come out with that. Mr. Dave Orkin in the chat. Hey, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. But, back in the day, you had to pay a lot of money to get eyes on something to sell. Of course, you have the newspaper and you had Craigslist. I haven't looked at anything on Craigslist in years, so I don't know if that's still a thing, if people still use it. I don't know. But now with stuff like Reverb, I think it's wonderful. You can sit there and even Amazon. Now you can't really sell on it. You can sell on Amazon, but you have to really go through a lot of hoops, I think, to sell with them and get established. But with Reverb, it makes it really easy to buy and sell, and I love it, man. I have done a lot of business on Reverb, man, and I still do. Even to this day, it's just, and I always will. And Guitar Center now. The stores. We all know that Guitar Center has always been kind of a financial trouble for a long time, claiming bankruptcy and all this, and the rating of their store keeps going down and down. But somehow, I think what's really saving them, I'm not an expert, I'm just guessing, is their online, their used stuff online is pretty good. And I've actually ordered a few things brand new from them. And so I'm glad they're still around. I've poked fun at Guitar Center on some videos on here, but nothing nothing was in vain. It wasn't, it was just with the, I've never had a problem with the products. It was just the service you get at this one store. It always is a roller coaster, Like when I went to get the Ibanez Blue Angel, the locking screws were tightened all the way down. Okay. Remember what I just said. The locking screws were tightened all the way down when I got it off the hook. So I'm sitting down and I'm going I got to tune it. Well, some of the tuners are screwed all the way down, so you can't turn them no more. So now you can't tune anything. So what do? You got to unscrew these locking screws and then tune it, and then, take back off your fine tuner. So now you have some play in them, and then tighten your screws back. So my buddy Ralph was with me. He goes, well, I'll go to the guitar tech table and get an Allen wrench. I said, okay. And this is a trick, man, a tip that a friend of mine, R2, R3 locking it, told me years ago. If you go to Guitar Center, take two things. Take a pick, take your own pick, because it's just, you're going to be, used to having your own pick, and take an Allen wrench if you're going to play guitars with Floyd Rose. And it didn't dawn on me until when I went to the two-night guitar, and I said, oh, man. So my buddy Ralph goes to the guitar tech table, and he's standing there. And the guitar tech wasn't at a station. He might have went to the restroom or something. I don't know. But he finally come back, and my buddy's like, need to get an Allen wrench. And so the dude had to walk over, and he wouldn't give my buddy an Allen wrench. He said, well, I have to do it. And I thought, huh? Because before I went in there and they gave me an Allen wrench, and I did it and did what I had to do, and I gave it back. Well, this dude was like, nah, I have to do it. So he walked over, okay, and he's got the tool that's looks like a Swiss Army knife, got all these Allen wrenches at different sizes, which is cool. And he does it, and he goes back to a station. So I'm tuning stuff up. Well, now I need to tighten it back up, because if you use the bar, what's going to happen? It's going to go out of tune because the locking screws aren't tight. So I got it, everything fixed, and I walked back over there and I said, hey man, can I tighten these back up? Now, remember what I said when I first started this story. The locking screws were already tight. So he looked at me and goes, oh, it's policy. We have to leave them loose. I said, do what? He goes, we have to leave them loose. I said, well, it wasn't loose before I messed, you came and loosened it, so it wasn't loose to begin with, man. And I said, if I use the bar, it's going to go out of tune. Well, it's our policy. Now, I don't know about y'all, but man, that flew all over me, man. And I turned around, I shook my head, and I went to walk off, and he said, well, hang on a minute. I'll do it. So I held it over here, and he tightened it up, and I said, okay, thanks, man. And I thought, was it that big of a deal? Tightening up locking screws? How's that going to hurt anything? Those are meant to be loosened and tightened. It's not like anything's going to break, And so finally got that, and I sat down and we continued with the video, and so stuff like that. That's the only thing about dealing with this Guitar Center that I frequent, because it's the closest one. It's the only one around. And that's the only one that I always have those weird occurrences with. It's nothing with the gear. The gear, I know from going there so many times, I know that when you grab a guitar off that hook, it ain't going to be set up, and it's not going to be tuned. It's just going to be all out of whack. So it's kind of, when you go to play it, you're kind of not really getting the whole feel of the instrument because it's not set up. But that's just an example, And there's been times I went there and it was fine, but there were other times I took my Allen wrench with me and I used it, and nobody, of course, they're not paying attention. I'm in my own little world. I kind of look, and I'm doing this, and get it tightened back up, and I put the Allen wrench back in my pocket. Nobody said nothing. But there's no sense in dealing with those techs if you don't have to, because and the thing that gets me mad is the dude's not doing anything. He's standing at his station, and he's just sitting there, and he's got his phone there, and he's got some music going or whatever. He's not doing nothing. I don't. I'm like, dude, why don't you grab some of these guitars and get them set up? I mean, maybe there's rules against that. I don't know. I don't know I've heard about some of their policies. It's really micromanaged. It's like they're only allowed to do so much, and then this other person has to do that. This other person has to do that. And when I'm talking about the guitar tech with the locking screws and the Allen wrench, that he said he couldn't do it. Dave Organ says, sounds like BS. Yeah, it was that's what I'm saying, man. You just don't. I'm like, dude. Let's see. The distortion principle. Hey, man, how are you doing? Oh, wow. I didn't, this is the first, but I'm not surprised. The distortion principle says, he says, don't take a guitar up there that's not in E standard. They want to deduct $100 for a setup, but every guitar on the wall needs to be set up. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I traded at Guitar Center one time, and I knew I was going to lose my ass on it. But the guitar I wanted, it was the only one there in that particular color, and I wanted it. And once I get my mind made up on a certain guitar I want, that's what I want. Just like with anything else, with anybody, you see something you want, man, you're like, hey, what do I got to do to get it, But, and I traded in it was a 50s road-worn Telly. That guitar, brand new, and I got it from AMS, was $1,000. I played that guitar less than a dozen times, and I just couldn't bond with that guitar. It looked cool, but the pickup was weak. And this is $1,000 guitar, and it was supposed to be relic. It's supposed to have some relicking on it. When all that stuff was first coming out with all these relic guitars, it was just starting to come out. And it didn't have much relicking at all. One part looked like a pencil, like somebody took a pencil and went, phew. And I was like, that looks like it was done with a pencil. And so I tried to get a rag and see if it would come on. It wouldn't come off, but I was like, the relicking on here, because the picture that they had posted for that guitar, it looked good. The fretboard was all like it'd been aged, and and the body was kind of real. I said, man, that looks cool. Well, I mean, it was the same guitar, but it just wasn't really. It didn't have that kind of finish on it. It was just barely done. And so I took that guitar up there, and I put myself in a bad spot. I called up there, talked to some dude. And I said, I was wanting to trade a guitar. I said, there's one up there I'd really like. That was my first F up right there. Letting them know they had something that I really wanted. So they knew he really wants this. So he's going to bring in a guitar. Let's lowball it. And, he'll probably take it. That's what they did. And that's what I did. So how much, I'm going to see if y'all can guess. How much you think they gave me for that $1,000 guitar? 50s road-worn Telly, played amazing. And for the most part, it looked great, but I just couldn't bond with it. So I decided to trade it at Guitar Center in Greenville. How much do you think they gave me for that before I reveal the price? In the meantime, let's look at some of these comments. Dave Orkin, we're talking about the guitar tech up there, or techs. That's people that don't want to do their jobs. That's right. That's exactly right. And he was I hate to say this, but I'm just being honest. He was a younger guy. He's a millennial, millennial. So, and he just, I said, this dude don't know what it's like to have to work. There's no way. He's too busy. Let's see here. Let me go back. Mr. Dave Orkin chimes in again here. When I worked for GC in 2002, the policy was that every guitar needed to be tuned and set up before a sale. I'm guessing that has changed. Wow. Can I ask what state that was in? Because that sure as heck ain't the way it is here. Do what now? Greasy Monkey, I say about what? Tree fits? I don't know. I'm maybe he meant to say if the shoe fits. I don't know. Now it's turned into Wheel of Fortune. I don't know. Can I buy a vowel? I don't know. Okay, let's see. I was saying, asking the chat, how much do you think they gave me on a trade? Guitar Center in Greenville for, I had that guitar for, I don't know, I had it for maybe a year. I paid $1,000 for it from AMS, American Musical Supply, if you're not familiar. $1,000. And of course, with tax and all, it's over $1,000. It was $999.99. So I went to trade it in to Guitar Center. How much do you think they gave me on that trade? And let's look at all the guesses first. The distortion principle, he says $450 is what I guess they gave you. Let's see. Greasy Monkey Guitar says 50. No, it wasn't that low. Bloody Soup, 500. That's his guess. Okay, let's see. Oh, the Guitar Center where the policy was need to be tuned and set up was in New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, because I've never, well, I'm not saying it's never happened here, but I've never came across a guitar from Guitar Center that was set up and ready to go. I had one guitar that was seemed like it was set up and ready to go. It was really, really close. But I've only seen that happen to me once, and that was about a year or two ago. Oh, it was the Atlantic City, New Jersey store. Okay. Oh, I would say, okay, Greasy Mug. I see. Okay. I think he's wanting to say 350. Okay. Let me see if there's any more guesses here. Autocorrect. I understand. Dave Orkin, AMS is still around? I think so. I want to say they are. I haven't looked on their site in a while. That's all I did business with for years was AMS. I mean, for around 20 years. And then I slowly went to Sweetwater and I just been with Sweetwater ever since. And I don't even look in AMS's direction anymore. Dave Orkin says 350 on the $1,000 guitar I took to Guitar Center for a trade at the Greenville, South Carolina location. William DeSilva says 250. All right. And the correct answer, the money I got, the offer I got was $365. That's what I got. And so, because I remember when I got there, the young man I was talking to on the phone, I'd never seen there before. He looked like he had to be like 17, 18 years old. He was a kid, man. And I saw his name tag, and I said, "Oh, you're the one I talked to on the phone. I'm the one," because I went in with my gig bag, nice ass Fender gig bag that came with the guitar. And I went in there and I said I was wanting to trade for that guitar on the wall. He goes, "We'll go there and grab it and see what you think." Now, since I did business with this younger person, I don't know if he got credit for the sale and the trade or just the sale. I don't know how that. I know they get commission up there, but I don't know how much. But I know the turnover rate at this Guitar Center in town is ridiculous, man. And it's incredible. I don't see how in the hell people make a living working there. Because I think you have to hit a certain number of sales per week or something. It's something stupid. Because I remember years ago when I would go there, that place was hopping, man. And toward the back with the pro audio gear, I saw the same people back there working all the time. The same, like, 3 or 4 people back there. They never came up front. They stayed back there, and they were there for years. And then when all this stuff came down the pike, when GC changed everything and they got a new CEO or whatever, and their stuff started to go downhill and everything, and I guess they changed their rate of pay or commissions. I don't know. Those people that were back there, some of the people up front that I saw all the time, they were gone. You don't see those people no more. And now the people, I hate to say this, but just like with the guitar tech I was speaking about earlier, that's what you see in there. People that are dilly-dallying on their phone or just kind of, you know, like they're just in another world, man. And it's just what I notice here. I'm not saying it's like that everywhere, just here. And so I don't know, man. Let's see. We got to get some comments, man. Yeah, 365 was when I got offered, and I took it and put it toward that. Oh, and they had my gig bag, and I said, "No, man, that gig bag goes with me. That ain't part of the deal unless you're gonna give me another $150." He's like, "Not here." That gig bag was nice. It's nice as hell. Talking about AMS. Dave Workin said, yeah, AMS is still around. I just checked. Yeah, I haven't looked on their stuff in a long time. Okay, now we're talking about I got offered 365. Bloody Soup 74 says, I can believe it, unfortunately. Yeah, I knew I was going to lose my ass, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. But I didn't play the guitar. I didn't have enough money at the time to get the guitar that was hanging up there. So that was kind of my only play I had, unfortunately. And I was in a time crunch because I was like, if I'm going to get this done, it has to be done now. I can't do it tomorrow. I can't do it next week. So, you know, acts of desperation, you'll do what you have to do. Certain things. Oh, Dave Workin, that's a great comment. Mars Music used to be a great store. They had a Mars Music in Charlotte when I lived there. And I used to go there a lot, and I really like going to that store. I have a guitar that my parents bought me from Mars Music years ago. It's a Epiphone Les Paul. It's like a surf green, and they were on sale. They were running some crazy mad sale at the time, and I think I got it for. I think that thing was on sale for like $299. I mean, I was like, yeah. So my parents, you know, they got it for me. I didn't ask them. They just got it for me. Talking about Guitar Center and all the crazy things they do now, what I've experienced here at this location. And I said, I guess they have to sell a lot of things per week or something. That's what I've heard. The distortion principle says they have to sell a lot of pro coverage or they get fired. Wow. And that's something that I'm not doing. You know, that pro coverage thing, I heard from my friend Andrew, that's a third party deal. And you know, it's not worth it. Alexander, what's happening, man? He says, man, you should have just sold that telly on your own. I know. But like I said, I was in a time crunch, man. And I would have came out better on Reverb, but I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to do none of that. Believe me, this was like a last minute thing that popped up. I had to do what I had to do, and at the time I wasn't even doing nothing on Reverb. Oh wow, okay. 365. Yeah, it was something. It was something else, man. Yeah. Alexander says he said, I stopped buying guitars. 9 is enough. That's good, man. You have a lot more discipline than I have had over the years. What? Oh no. Oh no. Billy Shelton, what's going on, man? How are you? Uh-oh. Billy says, oh man. I'm sorry to read that, Billy. I'm sorry to read that, man. I'll never buy from Reverb again, he says. Waiting a week for my refund. Oh no. Man, something went south, didn't it? I'm sorry, man. Let's see. Alexander says, I've only bought pro coverage on the items such as Boss and Katana Gen 3. They just replace it if there's an issue. Yeah, that's good, man, because I don't know how it would work with a guitar. But yeah, for the electronics, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. That's really a great idea with the electronics. They can just send you another one. You send them the defective one, but yeah, with the guitars, I don't know how that is. Dave Orkin says my buddy has 54 Charvels. Holy crap! 54 Charvels. Damn, that's amazing. Yeah, he has a Charvel Guitar Center. Alexander says, yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's awesome. That's cool, man. That is incredible. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is it assurance or assure? Okay. Is there insurer like with the iPhone? They just replace it. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. Oh man. All those guitars his living room is covered. The walls are covered with Charvels. How cool is that? You walk in the front door, and poof, that's cool, man. That's cool as hell right there. That is awesome. That is all right. Well, y'all, I have to go. I have to get out of here. I wanted to discuss this with the what's on my Reverb store now. If you're interested, the link is in the description. My second channel. The link for that is in the description as well, as also links for gear that I use. I've been asked, many times about certain items that I use when I'm playing live on the channel or anything else. So there are links down there. If you'd like to check any of that out, feel free to do that. And Alexander says, good luck with your sales. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yeah, so we'll keep the fingers crossed and we'll see what happens from then on. Okay, y'all. Thank you very much. Be kind to each other. Be safe out there. We will see you on the next time around. My name's Joe, and this is the Joe Wentz Project TV. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.